Hey everybody, it's your brother Zen sharing messages of love from above. And today's messages are going to be for the Aquarius season. So happy birthday to all my fellow Aquarians. Yes, I am a sun sign Aquarius, so I always get excited for the season, even though my birthday's in February, so it's a short month. So I just choose to celebrate all year long. That's problem solved, right? But I thought I would start off. I'm going to do pick a card reading for 3 for everyone, regardless if your birthday is in Aquarius season. Everyone gets to celebrate Aquarius season. And for those who are Aquarius, either sun or moon, or if you have it in your chart, but especially for you sun Aquarians, I'm going to do a special reading, and it'll be time-stamped in the description box below too. So we'll have a 4th reading at the end for a birthday present for all my fellow Aquarians. So for the pick a card, you can pick card number 1 is going to be the Aquarius. I guess if I move my fingers, you can see that. Aquarius. And because Aquarius is an air sign, you can choose air here. And I know Aquarius is the water bearer, but it actually is an air sign. So that's the quirkiness of us Aquarians, the unexpected. And then you can pick the planet. And even though there's going to be 2 cards, but this is going to be one reading because traditionally, before Uranus was discovered, Saturn was the ruling planet of Aquarius. But then when they found more planets, then they assigned Uranus to that. So I thought I would share both because we're connected strongly with Uranus, but also Saturn kind of messes with Aquarians as well. So we'll go ahead and jump in and get started. All right, if you chose card number 1, which is the actual Aquarius card here, then this reading is for you. We'll just put that to the side there. And I thought of starting off with Aquarians are kind of almost referred to as unicorns because we're just so corny and unique and bizarre and untraditional. So I'm going to start pulling a card from that to start off. And we don't mind. We actually love being called unique and different. We love being the crazy unicorn. So we're not offended. I'm just going to put this one down here to give us some more room. Don't know if you can see that, but it'll be down there. And we invite the Creator to bring us our love messages, and we just thank you for your unconditional love, Creator. And we also welcome all our angels and guides and loved ones who have gone to the other side, just all beings of unconditional love that want to help bring us clear, loving messages today. All right. So for those that chose, okay. That was it very fast there. So we got partnership. You can see the whole card there. Love these beautiful artwork on these. It says in the bottom here, teamwork will give you a better result. Find trustworthy people to partner with. Build up a talented support team. So that is a good start here. Just talking about for your Aquarian season, what's going to help you get through, either if you're starting a new business or if you're looking for, romance, because of course Valentine's Day falls within, the February period. But any endeavor that you're looking at doing, it's really about trusting that you can find people that you can trust, people that you can depend on, and people that work well with you together. And the thing that's standing out for me too, just intuitively for that period of time, is that you can look for partnership also with the Creator and with your angels and guides, because we're co-creating our existence. When we try to just do it on our own and we don't listen or ask them to help us, then they don't, because they respect our free will and they just allow us to go in, and they'll send us messages and try to, say, don't go down in the basement, they try to warn us. And so if we're listening, then we get some clear direction. And if we're not listening, we might hear some yelling. But if we still don't listen, then that's when we get to learn the harder way than we have to. So just a message for that. And the little book here also says this card encourages you to reach out and connect with trustworthy people who can work with you or support you as you build your dreams. Trying to do everything yourself is holding you back, and you could free up so much time and energy by getting help. You could be stuck in a creative blind spot that someone with fresh eyes would easily see a solution to. Perhaps you're spending too much time cleaning and doing the laundry when you could be writing your book or launching your business. You may be in need of a life coach, an angel investor, an assistant, a personal trainer, an accountant, a business partner, a nanny, or even a cleaner. You know which area is draining your time and energy, so start making inquiries and look for someone who will love to help you out or be hired by you. When you do find possible candidates, be sure to trust your intuition on whom to take on. Ask for references and testimonials, but also go with your inner voice and the person whose energy feels best. These unicorns know that partnerships make life more easy, fun, and magical. Delegating the tasks that drain you will free you up to step further into your brilliance. It is your time to shine, but you need a team behind you in order to soar to your next level of success. So awesome. Pretty much reiterating a lot of what I mentioned in the beginning there. Next, I'm going to pull an oracle card from the Seven Energies Oracle by Colette Baron Reed. It's a really awesome deck as well. And it looks really magical, rainbow. So we'll see here. What additional messages we have. All right. What additional messages do you have here for us, please? For those that chose the Aquarius card, what additional message do you have? Make it clear for us, because we love those clear messages, right? Make it obvious. Okay, and I really feel like this one was jumping out here for us. We got healing the heart. That's number 23, if that number means something to you here. And it's interesting, of course, with partnership and with the healing heart here. This one seems to be kind of really focusing in on relationship. And, of course, romantic relationship. Again, like I mentioned, Valentine's Day, kind of a focus on that for February. But in addition to healing the heartbreak and, really getting into understanding and questioning, can my heart be broken? Or is that just something that I was taught that when this happens, I'm supposed to, be heartbroken? What's wonderful with kind of that, I'm going to say belief that we're kind of conditioned with growing up, is that it does feel like our heart breaks when our heart gets pinched. And whenever we go into fear mode, that's our heart. When you get that little pinch and you feel like your heart drops, that's fear kicking in, our fight or flight kicking in, because we're fearing something. And a lot of times, of course, when it comes to relationships, we're taught that what that person thinks about me is what makes me whole and what makes me complete and defines my worth. So if someone treats me in a way that I feel is making me appear worthless, then, that fear kicks in and we want to fight or flee or run because we feel like we're in danger and we feel like we're being, emotionally hurt. And so that's what we do. When we're hurt, we either attack or run. and hide. So this is really focusing in on the healing of the heart. Her book here, let's see if there's anything extra here for us. It talks about the key concepts of the card. Of course, are healing, making amends, the willingness to release past pain, being responsible and accountable, taking time to get healthy, renewal, and rebirth after suffering. And it goes on to say, when you are wounded emotionally, you need time to regroup and find your center. You may have recently endured a breakup or a betrayal, lost someone close to you, or lost an affiliation that you gave too much power to. Perhaps you're watching someone go through a difficult time and feel bad that you can't help them. Maybe you're still not over a past disagreement. No matter the cause of this heartache, deep healing is called for. This happens on its own timetable and can never be rushed. The path to the healing heart centers on reciprocity, reciprocation, right? The flow of giving and receiving. Sometimes wounding occurs because we've become too dependent on another. And this is accompanied by the desire to manipulate or control an outcome. Why never? We never do that. Both wounding and healing usually begin within, not from, the outer conditions of our lives. We often believe we can be wounded only by others, but we do more damage to ourselves in the self-sabotaging way we think and behave. It is important to take steps to heal yourself and become willing to release the pain of the past, which can be tempting us to revisit. It's time to take responsibility for your part in this healing journey. Look for ways you can help yourself and others. Are you willing to make amends if needed to, or conversely, accepting someone where they are without trying to influence their growth process? Healing the heart in all aspects is your priority now. Nothing else matters. Only beauty and goodness will come as the result. Beautiful. One of the other things that I wanted to mention too with healing of the heart, if it's not romantic and it's about who you can trust, like to help you in your personal business or any of your endeavors like that, sometimes our relationships with those in authority over us, like maybe with teachers or with parents or older individuals that watched over us when we were younger and we felt betrayed or hurt by them and we don't know who we can trust. Sometimes that healing can help too, to go back and look at those situations, because when we're looking at trusting people, the mistrust, of course, comes from what we believed they should have been and when they didn't. And so getting into that questioning about what we think should happen, who we think people should be to us. And trust really comes in first, trusting ourselves, and like it mentioned in this card, trusting our gut, trusting what responsibilities we do want to share and can give away, and those that were like, no, this is so important to me, I'm going to hold on to this piece. But these things are not going to make or break me if someone fails at them, right? And so you can start with that by giving little bitty things away until you can release more control of that. Next, I'm going to pull a card here. I love this Aboriginal Spirit deck as well, and see what additional message we have. And two, I know sometimes depending on how you grew up and what happened in your life, sometimes we can blame God, blame the Creator for things that happened in our lives. And so, with that stronger message earlier about, also that partnership can be with those who have passed or with the Creator themselves. Sometimes it takes us looking back at, things that happened in our past and things that we blamed either those that have passed for or blamed God for, just to really get a clear, honest look at it without judgment, without feeling you have to let anything go, but just go take a look at it and see what you see now from a different perspective. You know, you're a stronger person than you have ever been at this point in your life. I mean, you survived 2020, so hoo-yah, you're powerful, right? All right. Let's see, what additional message do we have for those that chose the Aquarius card, please? Got confusion here. And what I really feel from this card, it's like, you know, what I see in here, there's like 3 people here, right? Is what it looks like. But I really feel like this is us, and then this is one choice, and this is another choice. And we get confused, you know, when we're faced with one decision. One we think is a good decision, the other one's probably a bad decision. I want to make sure I make the right decision. And that can be both with choosing a person or choosing, you know, like a pathway to go for your career, or, you know, choice in buying something. And what I love with this adventure that we're on in this life is that there is no wrong choice. We came here to experience, and we came here to experience the opposites. And you know, the emphasis on this card was trust your gut. And so if your gut is telling you to choose one, but you're thinking, but that's the wrong choice, well, follow your heart, follow your gut, and whatever happens, you get to choose what it means for you. What we fear in making the wrong choice is that what will other people think of us? But quite honestly, most people don't care what choices we make. They only care about what it means about them and how it makes them appear, right? But this is your life. You get to live it. You get to answer for it. So you get to take the chances that you want to take and what you want to do. Of course, if you're in a marriage and or a partnership, it tends to work out more successfully and more healthily for your own life and for your own well-being if you ask their opinion and ask their you know, suggestions, recommendations, and really take it to heart and see if that goes with your gut. But share what you're feeling, share why you want to do what you want to do, if it involves someone else as well, and come to some sort of decision for your future. There is no have to, supposed to, should be, need to be. You get to choose. You get to choose which way you want to go. Oh, I guess I should read from the little book too. We'll see what else it says in here about confusion here. So it talks about, is the cup half full or half empty? What comes first, the chicken or the egg? Everything that is usually logical seems confused. The gut says one thing, the head says another, while the heart says something else again. In which do we trust? We trust in ourselves. We trust in our gut and in our morals. We try to keep our positive attitude and know confusion is only a temporary state that places doubts in our head. And then it has a little explanation of what the card means too. It says, you see the situation for what it is. But is it? There is much you don't know about, much that has been hidden from you. It has been purposely hidden as the truth may be hurtful to you, and someone is trying to protect you from this situation. Be wary of all the glitters and gold, because in this situation, it is not gold. Lack of trust in your own instincts is holding you back right now. Your head is calculating the facts and coming up with the right answer, but your insides are twisting and squirming because it doesn't feel right. Search for the hidden truth and reclaim that trust in yourself and your intuitive feelings. It will take strength and courage to follow your intuition, but the outcome will be emotionally rewarding for you and will assist you in gaining your confidence again. Wow. Okay. So double message. Listen to your intuition, right? All right. And then I'm going to pull a little advice card here from you. This is from the same people that make that one, but these are cute little cards with great little messages too. So we'll see what messages we have here. And then I'll pull one final card from Mike Dooley's A Note from the Universe, just to get a little special message from the Creator for you. All right, what message do you have for those that chose the Aquarius card? All right, that one jumped out here. And that one says, richness. Search further. The deeper you explore this issue, the more truth you will find. It'll be well worth the effort. So just as this one said, dig deeper for the truths, because there's some unknown out there that you want to see, but trust your gut. Follow your gut to the answer. Okay. And then, as I mentioned, this is the notes from the universe. And we'll see what your final message is. What's the final message for those that chose the Aquarius card? Oh, looks like you might just get two. Okay, and I'll show that there before I read it. So it says, it's always better to give too much, pay too much, and love too much than not enough. But then, since everything comes back to you anyway, can there ever be too much? I love you too much anyway, the universe, and not just for the karma. Well, it's a little message from the universe saying, I love you too much, and the universe is always giving us everything that we need. And I love that, it kind of fits into this message too, that when we think we're going to make a wrong choice, there's always messages from the Creator out there for us. And the Creator's not going to judge us for the decisions that we make, because the Creator's love for us is unconditional, first of all. But second of all, it's like coming to this giant playground where we come to play and act out things. And, we go to, like the Creator takes us and sits down on the bench, and then we're like, well, what should I go on first? Should I go on the swings or the slide or the little merry-go-round or the seesaw? And the Creator's go have fun. And you're like, but which one's the right way to go? Which one? I don't want to go to the wrong thing. And he's like, you're here to play. You're here to experience. Just go experience. And they're like, well, what? But I want to go to the right one. Okay, go to the slide. Go to the slide first. Okay, we're supposed to go to the slide first, So we think that's the right thing to do. And really, we could have gone to any variety of directions in our life, and it would have been a different experience, but it's still going to give us what we're here to learn and what we're here to do. So just an additional message on that there. And then I'll read this one here as well. And this one says, if you let me have my way with regard to how your dreams will come true, I'll let you have your way with absolutely everything else. Most finally, the universe. And in the meantime, in case you're curious, there's little else you could do to maximize my efforts than moving in the general direction of your dreams, however small your steps. I love that. The Creator is saying, if you let me have my way, then I'll let you have your way in everything else. But in reality, as I was talking about, it just kind of reaffirms everything I was just saying. Our way is His way, is His or her way, depending on what you believe about the Creator, right? But the Creator will guide us, and the Creator creates a way. We were like, I want ice cream. He's like, all right, let's go get ice cream. And He brings us on that path to that ice cream, at the park when we're there, right? We just engage with and have a relationship, a partnership with the Creator, a co-partnership, and we get to be co-creators with the universe if we'll open up and listen, right? Well, I hope this resonated with you. If it didn't, you can check out some of the other readings as well that I'm doing here. But if it did resonate with you, if you give me a little like down below, I'd greatly appreciate all that support there. Also, if you subscribe, that also helps me out. And it also, if you click on the little bell, you'll get notified of any future videos that I do. So I definitely appreciate it. And I just, my wish for everyone is that you will find that unconditional love that lives within your heart. And I love you. You take care. All right, and for those of you that chose the air card here, then this reading is for you. I'm going to go ahead and put this over here. And I thought I'd start off with a card from this unicorn deck here because, you know, Aquarians, we're very unique individuals, or we like to think so, and we don't mind it. We love being called odd and unique, right? Start off our energy there, and we just welcome you, Creator. We thank you for your unconditional love, and we invite your messages of love for us. And we also invite all of our angels, spirits, and guides, any being of unconditional love from the other side that wants to help bring through those messages of love. We welcome you. All right, so for those that chose the air card there, what first message do you have for us, please? Well, there we go. Love it when it becomes very obvious here. We got the imagination card. Beautiful. It says, envision a new reality. Give yourself permission to dream. Believe in unlimited possibilities. Wonderful. So coming up for this Aquarius season, don't be afraid to imagine. Don't be afraid to look at your dreams. Don't forget to wish upon a star. And what's interesting is in the regular tarot, Aquarius is represented by the star card. So, you know, it's a vision of hope, busting outside of those boundaries, the box that we put ourselves in. And what's wonderful is that this is for Aquarius season is, you know, they talk about the dawning of the age of Aquarius, like that song, but really the dawning of that age, Aquarius, is about letting go of the old and creating new ways of doing things. So this is perfect for that as well. So, you know, just a message of, if whatever's not working for you, let your mind open, let your, you know, heart take you into places that you haven't gone before, because there's new and better ways of doing things for you in your life and your loved ones. The little book here says, your imagination was once wild, free, and magical. Deep in your heart, you believed that anything was possible. Then you grew older and were told to live in the real world. You were told to take sensible action, to be responsible, and to learn facts and figures instead of dwelling in daydreams. You were led to believe that hard work was the only way to get results. This thinking cut you off from your magic and blocked you from using one of your most powerful manifesting tools. Now the winged horses call on you to soar back into the realms of your imagination and to use daydreaming as a powerful way to create your reality. Return to your childlike mind that was full of wonder and to your belief in magic and miracles. Excuse me. Instead of being limited by reason, allow yourself to fly high into possibility and believe you can be, do, and have anything. If you can see it happening in your mind, it can become real in the physical. To spend time each day to powerfully dream of what you want, let your imagination activate feelings of joy, delight, gratitude, amazement, and surprise, as if your wildest dreams have already come true. Let those feelings flood your body and stream them back to the universe. Give thanks in advance and surrender the how to the divine. this card also encourages you to go even higher with your dreams and to trust that they are closer than you think. Have patience and don't give up right before your vision manifests. Wow, beautiful. Yeah, so it's time to start dreaming. And, I know this in 2020, when kind of all the proverbial pupukaka started hitting the fan in the world around so many things, I made a choice to leave a career that I was in for over 20 years with one company. And the reason I did that, I just came to a point and I'm like, what am I waiting for? For a job to close down, to force me to go do something I want to do? Or am I waiting to die? I'm not living, I'm existing. And if I'm not living my dream, then what am I doing? And sometimes we don't know what our dream is because, like I mentioned for this card, we've been taught that this is the practical thing to do. No, don't become an artist. No, you can't be a musician. That's not going to bring you money. You need to do something like this, This is the practical thing to do. And you're like, but I'm not happy, so I'm just existing. But am I living my dream? And sometimes it just takes taking one step towards your dream. Maybe you maintain that job, but on the side, you start at least dreaming about what you want, putting it on paper, doing a vision board, making a little list of, well, to get to there, I need to do these steps. And just kind of do a general outline and then just focus on the first step. Don't look at the overwhelming long path you have to go. You'll be amazed at the energy that comes in just taking one small step, one small step, one small step. And eventually when you look back, you've gone all this way, right? Whereas if you're still sitting where you were because you didn't do anything, you look back and you're like, I haven't moved at all. I just feel stagnant, blah, and you don't, that's where we get all those ugly feelings with our life too, right? All right, enough of that. We'll go on to this next one. This is the 7 Energies Oracle deck. So I'm going to pick one from there. Beautiful rainbows, You can make a wish for a rainbow too. All right, what additional message do you have for those that chose the air card? All right. We got feeling the world. That's card number 13. Lucky 13. So just intuitively what I'm picking up for this one, the message that's coming here with the imagination is, you can have a huge heart and you can feel all the emotions that are going on in the world. And that can be overwhelming and it can be disheartening and it can make you not want to dream, right? Because you think, well, now is the time to start something new. No, everything's, can be perceived as falling apart, but actually this is the greatest time because of all the planetary influences. If you followed the astrology at all for 2020, everything was designed for this shaking because this is the phase of moving in to, the age of Aquarius, as I was talking about. You had 2 big planets, Saturn and Jupiter. Jupiter is the one that expands and brings all this wonderfulness, and Saturn is the one that deconstructs and confines and goes the opposite direction. So the first time they started kind of dancing together last year was around in March, where things started getting a little interesting in the world, right? And then they came to kind of this more, someone said like more of a dirty dance. They were so engaged and so close in December. And that's what they're doing is, it's this partnership that's going on of Saturn is breaking down things and Jupiter is bringing in new ways of doing things. So your dream might be the most possible in this coming year because of all the change that's going on, all the new things that need to happen, new ways need to come about because old ways are going away. So don't count it out, and don't feel that heaviness of the world and that it's not a good point. Step by step, just take one step at a time. And so the feeling, the world card here, the key concepts it talks about is sensitivity to the feelings of others, awareness of the whole world and a broader perception, empathy overload, and feeling overwhelmed. Empathy reminds you that you are not alone. It is a beautiful capacity to feel the connectivity all around you, giving you a profound sense of belonging, a broader experience of being part of the larger whole. That said, it can also be overwhelming, especially when you don't know where you end and the rest of the world begins. Now is the time to be clear about your boundaries. Ask yourself whose energy you've tuned into. You might find it's not even yours. If you're feeling off or drained when you're with someone, they may be siphoning your energy. In such an instance, this connection is not good for you, no matter how charismatic the person is or how attracted to them you feel. Do not mistake codependency for closeness or allow your boundaries to become too porous. Trust your instincts and take care of you. Practice saying no. Avoid the temptation to turn off and go numb. Instead, be present. Somewhere in the middle of this feeling spectrum is where the magic is. You're also being asked now to be aware of how your words and actions may affect others. While it's not your job to determine how someone will respond to you, discernment is necessary. Be firm yet kind. Keep in mind that people-pleasing will not give you what you truly need. That said, your empathy is beautiful and important. It just has to be balanced in order for you to access its wondrous gifts. Today, celebrate the beauty of your sensitivity and that of others. So some additional messages that came through in here as I was reading that is, a lot of times, like a job can feel like it's draining us, right? It's siphoning our energy because we're in this codependent relationship where we feel like we're giving and not getting back enough, right? And it is. Nothing external can give us what we're really searching for. And this is has us turn inward to understand, what am I really feeling? What is really going on with me? So one of the other kind of things that jumped out for this is if you're looking at changing jobs and changing positions, some of the thing that is keeping you from doing that is what you think others will think of you. I know for me, when I was going to make that jump, leaving the company after all that time, that doesn't make sense. It doesn't in the logical, practical, but for me inside, I was like, I just can't do this anymore. It's not bringing me joy. I want to do what brings me joy. And then, you feel all this stuff going on from the world right now, right? But if you're happy and if you have all this loving energy to give an outflow to others, that's only going to help other people too, right? It's going to change this collective emotions that we feel, this energy field of emotions that's around the entire planet that we're all pouring into. We stop being one of the ones that's pouring in the, feeling down, feeling low, feeling fearful, feeling depressed and all those things that we're pouring, all those emotions. We instead start pouring all that love and that light into that instead. All right, next I'm going to pull a card here from this Aboriginal Spirit deck. I really love this deck too. I know I love all the decks of cards that I have. I have a large family of cards that I just love to get messages through. All right, what additional messages do we have for those that chose the air card, please? Okay. Inner harmony. Just love that card there. Beautiful, beautiful colors there. And so, like I was talking about, it's all about the inner harmony. These represent, to me, these are all like all the energy fields of the chakras. It goes from the red all the way up to the purple or violet, and everything is made of energy. All our emotions are constantly giving off energy. Every moment, we're always feeling something, whether feeling a feeling of fear or a feeling of unconditional love, one or the other. Whether raising our love vibration up or it's going down. It's always going in one direction. It's never sitting really still. It's always going up a little bit or down a little bit, up and down a little bit. And whatever we're feeling, like I mentioned, is what our influence on the world, our influence on the people around us. And I'm sure you know that when you've been around someone who's been feeling really, really low, or like even if someone had an argument before you came in a room, you can just feel the tension when you walk in. You don't even have to see the people's faces. You can just feel it there, right? So for this card, it says, our inner harmony can only flow when we are true to ourselves and walk our own path. Shut up. Like I was saying, right? Following your own path. Inner harmony is made up of so many emotions. However, take all of this away and you are left with you. Inner harmony is a place where you know and love yourself for who you are. It is a place of great respect for the journey you are on and of the experience that is gifted to you. It's the recognition of our spirit within ourselves that gives us our ultimate connection to self. That's the capital S, self, our higher self. It further goes on and it asks, what are you so afraid of? When you continually protect your heart from being hurt, you will never experience the full emotion love can bring you. By being emotionally unavailable, you rob yourself of the most wonderful feelings the human soul can experience. Be brave and take your blindfold off. Drop your defenses and really see the people around you. There are people who want to love and care for you, but you won't let them get too close for fear of being hurt. Experience an inner harmony that can be enhanced by others who love and care for you. There are wonderful experiences to be had when you share your love with other people. Beautiful. I don't think I need to add to that at all. That was just pretty much what we've been talking about. And then I'm also going to pull, I have a accompanying little deck that comes with it for some additional messages. We'll see what else. There's one. Any others? Nope. Just that one. And it is forgiveness. And it says, trusting yourself is often harder than trusting others. Don't worry if you get this wrong. The consequences will not be as bad as you think. So don't be afraid. If you get this wrong, dream your dream, take actions toward it. Don't worry about what other people are going to think, because trusting yourself is often harder than trusting others, right? Just trust that you're going to make the decisions that are best for you and live that dream. Go for it. Go for it. And then last, I'm going to pull a card here from a note from the universe from Mike Dooley. These are really nice little messages from the creator, and get a personal message for you. All right, what's the final message for those that chose the air card, please? Okay, that's way too many. We have a lot of messages for you, but let's try to get it down to 1 or 2, please. We don't want everyone else to be jealous if you have like 10, right? Okay. All right, fine. We will take 3. Here's the first one, and I'll read that to you to show it to you first. It says, I don't think you get it. We celebrate your courage every single day. To the Congo line, hey, the universe, you are a legend. Beautiful. So they're like, you might doubt your courage, but you've got it. See if you can read that. Make sure there's not a glare on there. This one says, what if the only guarantee you received before jumping into the big pond of time and space, apart from your thoughts becoming things, was that once you emerge from it, you'd miss it? Chicka-boom, the universe. And it says, it's like everyone has a choice. Either be totally flipped out, awed, overwhelmed, and tickled by the day-to-day splendors of time and space as they're revealed, or be floored by them in hindsight. So I love that this is about looking at your life now as how amazing it is, and that you really do have a choice as well. You really do have a choice on what you do, what you want to do in this life as you co-create it. I'm going to go read that one as well. I actually got 4. So it says, sometimes that which you don't understand is drawn to you so that you will understand it. Not because you needed the lesson and not because all must be so baptized, but simply because there has been earlier thoughts of awe, wonder, or criticism. And such thoughts, as all thoughts must, have rearranged your life. Yowza, the universe. And it says, I said you figuratively. Cheese. And what I love about this one is it's really fitting into everything that's happened in your life up to this point has been to prepare you for your dream. You know, every little piece of whether it's software you learned at a company or a skill you learned at a company, or you learned how to communicate with customers or with peers or with other people by working through situations, you were thrown into, areas that you just had no idea about, had challenges that you never thought you would get through, and you did. And so every experience you've had up to this point has been to help you towards your dream. So no moment has ever been wasted. And this is the final message here. It says, you need not set out to create a masterpiece. You are one. Bask, the universe. It says, your mere presence in the world has changed everything, while having very little to do with that whole warming business. And I love this because it's saying here, I know it talks about global warming, but what I love this is your dream doesn't have to be one that you have in our minds that this is what completes me, this is what makes me someone, right? We are these amazing, beautiful, supernatural, powerful, eternal spirit beings made of unconditional love. We're perfect already. We don't need anything to define us or to put value on it. So what your dream represents for you is, how do you express your unconditional love to the world? How do you express that awesomeness to the world in your own unique way? We don't need duplicates, Everybody is different and unique and brings something special to this world. Might be similar things, but you will always have a uniqueness to how you do it. And that is the dream. That is the dream, is to express you, because we need you. We want you. We want to see you, not a duplicate of something else. So, final message. Well, I hope you liked this video. If you did, if you don't mind, give me a little like down below. I do definitely appreciate the support. And also, if you want to share this video or be notified of any future videos that I do, if you do this subscribe, that also helps me out. And if you click the little alarm icon, then you also get notified when I do my future videos. But my wish for everyone is that you will find the unconditional love that lives within your heart. And just know that I love you. You take care. Oops. This is the love. That's not, this is like Satan or something. This is I love you in sign language. You take care. All right. And if you chose the dual planets here, then this is the reading for you. I'm going to put these over here. And I thought I'd start off by pulling a card here from the Unicorn Oracle deck because, as I've been mentioning, Aquarians, we feel like we're unicorns, magical beings of uniqueness and oddness, and we love being odd. That's not a derogatory remark when people say, you're so odd. I'm like, thank you. I love it. All right. So for those that chose Uranus and Saturn cards, what's our first message, please? And we just thank you, Creator. We thank you for your unconditional love. And we welcome you here to bring us messages of love from up above. We'll welcome any of our angels and guides and those who have loved ones who have passed over, any of those unconditionally loving beings that want to help bring us those messages. We welcome you as well. All right, what's our first message? Beloved. Beautiful card. It has butterflies on it. It says, prepare for your life partner. Romance is returning to your relationship. Believe you are lovable. Uh-oh. I don't do a lot of love readings, but this one looks like this one just might be. Let's see what it says in the book here. So it says, your heart yearns to be reunited with your beloved and enjoy a blissful, sacred relationship together. Or if you are already in a partnership, you may crave a deepening of romance and connection that may have been lost over time or through challenging circumstances. This loving pair of unicorns wants to reassure you that your joyful union or reconnection is coming soon, but there is some preparation to do. To receive your divine partner or reconnect with your current love, you must first love yourself deeply and know that you are lovable. Be honest about how you judge or dishonor yourself, and then be willing to treat yourself with the love, care, and nurture you want your beloved to hold you in. If you long for a partner who cherishes you, first cherish yourself. If you want to be with someone full of joy, be joyful yourself. If you want to be respected, begin by treating yourself with respect. Before I continue reading this, one of the things, big turning points in my life, I was reading, it was Deepak Chopra's The Path to Love. It's an amazing book, but I almost threw it across the room because at one point, and I'll tell you ahead of time, you'll come to this if you read the book, he asks, what is it that you search for in a partner? And I'm like, oh, wow. I want someone who respects me, because I felt disrespected when I was cheated on several times by different partners, and how someone would treat me during a relationship. They were so disrespectful in how they talked to me. So I want someone who respects me. And then, of course, the next paragraph, it talks about what you look in others is what you need to find in yourself first. I was like, what? I'm like, what is that supposed to mean? I respect myself. But then as I calmed down and reflected on it, I realized, that like I used to always give up all my friends and all my life for whoever I was with, because I thought that's what they wanted, and I made them my life. That's not respecting myself. And so that's one thing that stood out to me, with that whole evaluating how I'm treating myself. So I just wanted to mention that because especially this last part, right between my eyes, it also talks about making these shifts may mean embarking on a healing journey back into wholeness. Be courageous in releasing the core wounds in your heart that keep you from feeling worthy. Be willing to forgive previous partners and surrender your stories of hurt and heartache. Readily transform old beliefs and programming around love, relationships, marriage, and sex. Be gentle with yourself and your partner if you already have one. And know that each old wound or belief you release brings you closer to your beloved or opens your heart to greater love. Allow romance to happen without hurrying it. Connect with your future love or current partner on a soul level and send them energy from your heart. Let them know you are doing the inner work to be ready for them or to deepen your journey together. And share your dreams of the beautiful future you will have together. That is beautiful. Another thing that came to me too, which might apply to some of you that listen to this, is that, with these butterflies here and the mention of connecting to, your divine love, I know when someone passes away in this lifetime, someone that you feel you'll never meet anyone like them again, you won't, because everyone is unique. And so, anyone else you meet in this lifetime will bring something new and different for you, because you don't want the same old, same old. You don't want leftovers, right? You want a new experiences. But if you have this deep yearning for them still, just know that they are still around you, and that if you want to connect with them, connecting with your own heart and working on your inner pain will help you reconnect with them on a soul level, on a spiritual level, because with all that noise going on inside your heart, you can't hear, the messages. You may not even be seeing the signs that they're leaving you. And I love the butterfly message here, because a lot of times, people, our loved ones who have passed and, gone to the other side will come through as butterflies, or like they talk about pennies, finding the pennies, or feathers, or something that will always stand out to you. Even sometimes they'll tap a memory in your head, or have music come on the radio. You'll hear the song on your radio. You'll have a YouTube video that pops up that has the song in it. You'll hear lyrics, someone quoting the lyrics in something, and you'll just go, okay, message loud and clear. But beautiful message. So I love that, this is about finding your love in yourself first, because you can't accept love from others, or you can accept love from others only up to the amount that you love yourself. So if you want greater love, you have to find it inside. Next, I'm going to pull a card here from the 7 Energies deck. And it has rainbows on it, like unicorns and rainbows always seem to go together, right? All right. What additional message do you have for those that chose the planets of Uranus and Saturn, please? Make the message really obvious for us. Very clear. There we go. The Royal You. And I love this card so much because, when we're talking about getting to know the real you and opening up to love, remembering who you are and connecting to who you really are in your heart is what just blows up this huge love, this unconditional love inside you, because the royal you is you being the child of the Creator, of being that royal daughter, that royal son, however you perceive yourself, or just that royal being offspring of the creator of all things, right? Because at our heart, we are these powerful, supernatural, eternal spirit beings made of unconditional love. We are actually unconditional love ourselves. When we connect to our heart, we find that and reconnect with that, then we know and we feel that love and we see, who we are on there. I already forgot the number on here. 16. Sometimes I get bunny trailed, but that is all good because it's them that are bunny trailing me, right? So the Royal You talks about your sovereignty, responsibility, self-confidence, self-rule, ownership of your feelings and actions, a quiet sense of empowerment, being self-aware, not allowing outside influences out of alignment with your truth. Do you know what it means to express personal sovereignty in your life? It's about how you hold to your inner sense of worth and integrity, secure in your belief that you have a unique purpose. It's about feeling comfortable in your own skin, knowing who you are, and that nothing outside of you can challenge your authentic self, the hard-won seat of awareness that you have earned. You are the ruler of your mind, and you're being invited now to consider what discipline you need to apply to your thoughts. Are they consistent with the values and beauty you intend for your life? It is important now to keep your focus on what is right and good for you, as well as others. Challenges in your life at this time, no matter how large or small, must be met with a measured response. If life sends you a challenge, can you speak up and set your boundaries with grace and surety? Calm, intelligent leadership is called for now. Sovereigns know when to plan their battles, so stay out of unnecessary skirmishes and strategically wield your personal power. Now is the time to lead from the heart, from your authenticity and integrity. Hold your head high and know your worth. That is the mark of a true sovereign. Beautiful. I mean, pretty much everything that I just talked about, right? But I love it that, when you look at a true sovereign, it's not someone that, one of those mad kings that when they get attacked, they're like, attack back, and the one that people are afraid of. You have this picture of this noble sovereign who is intelligent but caring and knows who they are, right? They're not easily manipulated or easily influenced by those external things. And that's what I love about, the messages that are coming in here is like not looking outside of yourself for your worth, because that's retail price. When you define yourself by what comes from the outside world, that is retail price, because that's what price you feel they're putting on you. And it can vary by person, by season, by day, by moment. You can end up on the blue light special rack, clearance rack, 1 minute, and you might be in a, protected museum because they feel you're so priceless for that moment, but like their emotions, their viewpoint of view fluctuates. But when you look to that inner power of who you really are, and that's the foundation of your worth, that is stable. External, unstable. Internal, love, unconditional love, stable. All right. Next, I'm going to pick a card here from this Aboriginal Spirit deck here. I love this deck too. And we'll see what more messages we have. All right. What additional message do you have for those that chose the Uranus and Saturn card, please? Love it. It's illusions. And I love this card because this, represents all those visions, all those illusions of who we think we should be, we almost go schizophrenic trying to be what we think everyone else wants us to be, right? It's like that person wants me to be upbeat and happy. That person wants me to be stable and not joking. That person wants me, to be a failure and not succeed at anything because it intimidates them. And so, whatever it could be, there's all these versions of us that we think we should be. And likewise, what we think other people should be too. Because as other people's view of us constantly changes and our view of ourselves constantly changes, our view of others constantly changes as well, right? When we're looking at our externalness, when we're in that place of unconditional love, like I was talking about, we accept everyone as they are, and it's a very peaceful place to be because you're not trying to control anyone or change anyone. I'll read from the little book here too. So it talks about illusions are truth in different variations. The truth of a situation may not be your truth, but it is the truth for someone else, and this is what creates illusions. For things may not be what they seem, only what you understand them to be. Our illusions are not negative, provided you understand others may have different illusions. Therefore, everything can be subjective. No matter how clear something is for you, others may view it differently. Their views are based on their understanding of the situation and the perceptions they hold. Neither is wrong or right. It's simply your truth. Wonderful. That's such a great message, especially for everything that's going on in the world, right? And it goes on to provide more explanation of the card. It says, you may be thinking you are being deceived by a loved one or someone close to you. You're feeling like you are power. Jealousy and anger are tying you up in knots. Look closely at the situation as it is illusion. Look closely at who is actually pulling the strings. There's possibly a third person involved in this situation you have not considered. This third person may be the puppet master. Before assuming the worst, take some time to think the situation through and talk openly and honestly with others involved. Together, you will sort through these issues and resolve the matter that has been affecting your relationship. When this matter is brought into the open, the third person will cease to have the power they once did. The problem will simply disappear. What's funny too with that is that third person can be our fear ego, right? That's the shadow master, the puppeteer. And then they also have these cards that go along with this. Aboriginal cards are nice little messages too, the cute little cards. So we will see what additional messages we have here for those that chose the Saturn and Uranus planets. There's one. Any others? Nope. And you got the anger card. So it says, even though you are bursting inside, you need to remain calm. Dig deep and find the strength to activate the self-control that lies within you. And I love this because it does go along with this illusions here, is anger is rooted in fear. It's the fight in the fight or flight response that we go into when we're in fear. And so when it's been ignited in us, we're either fighting or fleeing, or, it's the fight or flight, right? So if you find yourself defending, then you're fighting, and that there's something that you're feeling like you're needing to protect your truth. And that happens when we have this, I hate the word arrogant, but it does feel that way to me. When I have this arrogant belief that my truth is the truth and whatever you're believing needs to adapt and take my truth on as your truth. And I don't appreciate that when people come to me with that attitude. So I can pretty much assume that everyone else doesn't appreciate that as well. And so when I'm getting angry because someone's trying to make their truth my truth, and they're getting angry because I'm trying to make my truth their truth, it's only going to just be battling. But if we can come to that middle ground like it talked about, and we can, come to our inner truth. One of the things I say is, I'm not, all this external stuff, who knows? I cannot know for absolutely sure what really happened. I only know what I've perceived it or what other people's opinions are of what they perceived. But the only thing I know for sure is that I want to search after unconditional love. And once I find that, then I'll look at whatever the next thing may be. But right now, I can't imagine what else more there could be besides unconditional love. All right. And then lastly, I'm going to end up with a card here, a note from the universe, from Mike Dooley here, to get some messages from the Creator here for you. We'll end the reading there as soon as we finish that. All right. What final message do you have for those that chose the Uranus and Saturn card, please? Oh, there we go. Oops, sorry about that. There we go. Show that to you here. Sometimes, instead of running from something scary in your life, it's easier to learn not to be scared of it. Let it stay. Pull up a chair. Share some eggnog. Tally ho, the universe. P.S. Besides, you're bigger and you have wings. What a perfect ending, as I mentioned. Rather than fighting or running from something, calmly sit down, share an eggnog or a cup of tea or a cup of coffee, and just lovingly connect to yourself and allow that other person to be who they are. Find your self-worth, then you won't need to have that need to run or to defend yourself, because there's nothing to defend. The unconditional love that the Creator has for you, if that's your foundation, you have it all, right? Well, I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did like it, if you don't mind, give me a little like down below. I do appreciate all the support. Also, subscribing to my channel. It helps me out. It's free. And if you click the little alarm icon, then you'll get notified as I put out new videos as well. So I definitely appreciate that. My biggest wish for everyone is that you do find that unconditional love that lives inside you. And please know that I love you. You take care. All right, you Aquarians. Welcome to your special birthday reading. I just wish you the happiest birthday of your life up to this point. And I do wish you all the unconditional love, joy, and peace that you can handle. Especially for this birthday season, but for the whole year, because, as I mentioned at the beginning, if you listen to me, because there's only, 28 days in my birthday month of February, I always celebrate all year long anyway. So I thought I would do a special reading. I'm going to pull a card here for us from this Mystic Oracle deck here, Mystical Shaman Oracle deck, and see what message we have. We just invite you, Creator, to bring us a message of love from above for our birthdays, for all those that have Aquarius that are listening in their chart, whether it's your sun sign or your moon sign or your rising sign, or if you're cross-watching for someone else, whatever it may be. We just thank you, Creator, for any messages of love that you bring, and we do invite all our angels and spirits and guides and any of the unconditional loving beings from the other side that want to help bring those messages of love to us. We welcome you. All right. Whoop, that's a little too many. let's keep it short. Short message for us, not our message for our entire lives, please. All right. Let's make it super clear and super obvious what the message is for us, please. Okay, one more time here. There it is. Okay, so we actually got two messages, which is pretty cool. We got the rainbow, which to me always, depending on where you look, the rainbow is actually the color of Aquarius because we don't like to be limited to just one. And then we also have the mystical shaman, the actual card for the deck. Beautiful. So I'll read the rainbow here one first, just to see what messages we have. So the essence, with these cards, just so you kind of know, it has the essence of the card, and then it has an invitation for the card. And if we're going through a dark time where we need some encouragement, then we also have the medicine, which comes with the card to help us, give us a little, little medicine helps the world chaos go down, whatever we're going through. So we'll start off the rainbow. The essence says, the rainbow symbolizes the 7 steps of a true spiritual path, which manifest as the colors of the 7 chakras. In the Himalayas, the rainbow body is seen as the full realization of our essence. The rainbow also represents the bridge between the physical and the spiritual worlds. At the end of our lives, we can journey across the rainbow bridge to the highest heavenly realms. When the rainbow appears, it is an affirmation that all is well and that you are in right relationship with Spirit. Wow. Perfect, perfect. The invitation says, the rainbow tells you that the end of the storm is near. Persevere, and remember that it is the darkest just before the dawn. Do not give up hope. Sorry if you heard the motorcycle go by. Do not give up hope. Things are about to take a positive turn. Listen for the morning rooster that announces the coming of the dawn, even while the night is still the darkest. But do not claim victory yet, or let your guard down fully. And the medicine says, don't get caught up in pursuit of the illusion of the pot of gold at the end of the rainbow. Find the treasure now, in the moment, by coming into right relationship with those around you. All your gifts are at hand, so obvious you may have missed them. Be true with your intentions, and do not be led astray by daydreams. Beautiful. And then the mystical shaman. So I just needed that card number there. Another powerful card. So the essence of this one is the symbol of the myth maker and storyteller who is neither made of nor defined by the story. Instead, he observes it, evolves through it, perceives all aspects of it. In so doing, the mystical shaman represents the ability to dream a new story, a new myth into being. He dances between the worlds, wearing the cloak of the world loosely around his shoulders, and sings the world into being. He reminds us to be in the world and travel through it, but not to be defined by it or become too attached to the experience. This is the symbol of true alchemy. For all elements of life have a spiritual aspect and a material one. When we remember this, all manner of miracles and manifestations are possible. And the invitation for this card is, when the mystical shaman appears, you're invited to consider the ability to live without attachment. You're called to create and dream your life, to act on inspiration and divine impulse without fixating on a known story of success or achievement. Can you impartially observe the stories you tell yourself and others? What if you could become a mystery to yourself? Who would you become if you stopped telling the tales that have defined you up until now? You do not have to live in a story that has roots in the past. What if there were no need to explain you to anyone, not even to yourself? The way to your most extraordinary life is to become a blank slate and allow the form of your dreams and desires to show up as it will. This is a sign of manifesting a life beyond your wildest dreams. Wow. And that's on page 77, which is a very, 7 is like a spiritual journey, spiritual path, but 7 together is like a power number, a very high spiritual number too. So that just jumped out to me, so I thought I would share that. And then the medicine for this card says, be careful what you pray for. The mystical shaman cautions you against relentless attachment to a certain form that you think will make you happy, prosperous, famous, loved, etc., blah, blah, blah. However, in seeing your dream come into being, had you considered what you were willing to sacrifice for it? Perhaps you have been telling yourself a certain story for so long, the story that only when you reach this particular goal will you be happy, that you will arrive. You didn't even notice you're no longer the person who wanted those outcomes. You may have moved beyond those stories. Perhaps it's time to admit to yourself that you need to imagine a new story that is more in alignment with who you have become. This is just one moment in millions of moments in the continuum of life. Let it go. Let it just be a story and move on. Better tales are waiting to be told. Wow. Great message, right? Happy birthday! You know, woohoo, you're on the right track. What a wonderful just card in here. And I think when you look at that up close, I'm not sure if you saw that there's the phoenix too. Looks like the phoenix to me. You know, it's flying with the rainbow shooting from its wings. But what wonderful messages for that. Next, I'm going to pull a card here for us for the Return of Spirit deck here. Just see what more birthday messages we have. I love this. You know, this is the age of Aquarius, so we have a lot that we're about to bring just by being ourselves, by expressing that inner energy and that inner power that we have within us. It's just going to take a little bit of courage to step out and be ourselves, but hey, we're ready for it, aren't we? After the year we had in 2020, what do we have to lose, right? All right, what message do we have here? Oh, there we go. Voice. And I love that purple on there. And perfect. Well, like I was just saying, we just need to be courageous and speak up and express ourselves. I know the throat chakra, you know, which is attached to voice, is about action, because our arms, even, you know, when we hold our arms out, you know, to our sides, straight out to our sides, it looks like a T, right? When we're standing like that, almost like a little mini cross. But the arms are right around the throat chakra as well. So it's all about action, speaking up, speaking our truth, speaking our messages, showing the world, singing our song, our heart song, right? And so this card says, let your voice be heard. You are a beautiful and wise being of the divine, made to bring forth your individual truth and expression. No more holding back, no more staying small. You're being called now to use the gift of your words and the power of your voice. What you have to say is important. What you have to share is needed. You could be finding yourself being asked to step out in front of groups to talk. Yikes! Or you may be finding that situations keep coming up where you are being given an opportunity to be vocal about what you think, believe, or feel. For many of us, this does not come easily. Often, we have had past experiences which discouraged us from expressing ourselves openly. It is time to begin to heal those old understandings and allow yourself to be seen and heard. Each of us has a unique expression. Whether you're being asked to sing, chant, pray, speak, or teach, it is your voice that needs to be heard. This can also be related to simply stating what is true for you in your relationships. It could involve stating your point of view, your needs, or your desires, regardless of how different they may be. It's time to remember who you are. You are a spark of God. Stand up for yourself. Stand tall in what you believe. Speak from your heart, and your words will always be heard. Your voice is a gift, and it is meant to be shared. You're about to empower yourself in a way that you have not experienced before. You will notice that by taking this step of being vocal, you fall more into alignment of what you are really here to do. Wow. Boom. And I love that it talks about when you speak from your heart, your words will always be heard. Because when we're speaking from a heart of love, people don't get on the defensive because you're not trying to change people. You're expressing love through your words, right? We've had, a year of people expressing their small t truths, and that agitates other people when other people are trying to force their truth on you, right? And the same thing happens when we try to force our small t truth on others. But when we speak of the capital T truth, which is the truth of unconditional love, when you're sharing that, we all want that. That's what we all are desiring. That's what drives everyone, is the desire to be loved, to be lovable. And when you're loved unconditionally, especially from the creator of all things, boom, what else? What else is there, right? Next, I'm going to pull us a card from this deck here. It's I Am Everything deck by Teresa Clark. And we'll see what additional message we have here. Oh, there we go. I am grateful. See that okay there? It says, I realize that what is right about my life outnumbers what I perceive to be wrong about my life. I choose to focus on what makes me feel good. I am grateful. And I love that because whatever we focus on grows, and gratitude is one of the biggest destroyers of fear. When we're always focusing on what we don't have, it just spirals down into more and more and more fears and more fears and more fears. When we focus on gratitude and we're grateful for, there's so much that we can be grateful for, it just expands and actually brings into our life even more things to be grateful for, which is amazing, right? All right, and then I'm going to give us a card here from this deck by Louise Hay. It's Power Thought cards. I always use some powerful thoughts. All right. What additional birthday present do you have for us Aquarians? What message would you like to have for us? Okay. Get a couple here. This one is, I balance my state. I balance my masculine and feminine sides. The masculine and feminine parts of me are in perfect balance and harmony. I am at peace and all is well. I'll show you the back of that too. What I love about this, a big thing that's been just heavily coming across my path for a couple of months now has just been about the divine masculine and divine feminine, Mother, Father, God, and just that the balance between that, and that we are everything. And additional message that came up regarding all that is that when you think of the Trinity, it's the Father, Son, and Holy Ghost. the way that it's come to me, like I mentioned over these last few months, is that you've got the divine masculine father, you've got the divine feminine mother, which is the spirit, the essence of the creator, and then you have the child of the creator, which is us. Collectively, we're all the son of God, the child of God, and within that is this massive, all these particles of us, right? Each of us is that child of God. Each of us is that part of that only child of God, and we're part of that Trinity. So I really feel that message here is just for me to pass that on to you, just something to think about and focus on. And we are always our Father's child. We're always our Father's child, our mother's child. We're always that. And just know that that's how the creator of all things looks on you, as its child. Even, the creator has the ability to focus on us like we're the only child. It doesn't have to share its attention because it's got such an expansive sea of love that it has for us that we can feel like an only child to the creator, And then this one is, I turn every experience into an opportunity. And then the back of that here says, each problem has a solution. All experiences are opportunities for me to learn and grow. I am safe. And I love that too. Just, like I said, focusing on when you're the only child and you have that relationship with the creator that way, then you do feel safe because you know that life is happening for you. Every experience is happening for you, not to you. All right, and then I want to pull a card here. It's just a cute little Whispering Woods cards here, just another message. I just feel like so giving, and then I'll end it with one from Making Magic deck, just a little small deck like this, just to get a final message for us. There we go. This is dance. Allow yourself some fun each day, just as the sun dances with the moon each night. So celebrate. Celebrate. It's not all about work. Have some fun. Have some fun. Especially if it's our birthday month. Let's celebrate, right? Oh, and then this will be the last little deck I pull from here. So what final message the creator has for us? Just excited for this birthday month. It just feels like a year of, just a very pinnacle year for us. Okay, looks like we get two here. It says, Awen, 3 rays of light, balancing male and female energies, peace and harmony. So just like that card there. So confirmation. And then Tree of Life, true wisdom and making good choices in life. And this is a great message to end on here, because one of the things that's come up with me in my spiritual journey is, there's that the Christian Bible version of talking about paradise, and that there's the tree of life and there's the tree of the knowledge of good and evil. And so for the tree of life for me, because the tree of good and evil is all about judgment and conditional love, about there's being a right and there's being a wrong, and the polarities of positive and negative, and all that contrast and comparison. That's like the tree of conditional love. But the tree of life is the tree of unconditional love, because that is what brings life. No conditions, all of love, that perfect love in there. So for me, that just represents just a reinforcement of eat of the tree of life, because it is yours. You're my child. You get to eat of the tree of life, knowing that you are unconditionally loved. But I hope you like this video. I hope you like this message. I am going to rewatch this myself because it's my birthday month, so I want to hear the messages that came through, and specifically for myself too. But if you did like this, give me a little like down below if you'd like. I really appreciate any support that you give, as well as if you click on the subscribe button. That does help out my channel, helps it appear under other people's suggested videos on their YouTube. And if you click the little alarm icon, then you'll get notified of any future videos that I do as well. But my biggest wish for everyone is that you find that unconditional love that lives right there in your own heart, that unconditional love from the Creator of all things for you. And in addition to all that, I love you too. You take care and happy birthday!